If you receive Social Security Administration benefits right now, this March update is something you need to pay very close attention to. Millions of Americans who rely on Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance could see changes that impact their monthly income, payment timing, and even future eligibility rules. Over the last several weeks, officials at the Social Security Administration have been addressing several administrative adjustments and financial pressures that are now beginning to show up in March payments and policy discussions. While not every beneficiary will see an immediate change, the reality is that millions of seniors and disabled Americans could feel the effects in one way or another. First, let's talk about payment timing. Every year, March tends to be a month when many beneficiaries notice differences in their deposit dates. Payments for Social Security and Social Security disability insurance are scheduled based on birth dates, which means some recipients may experience a longer wait between February and March payments. For individuals living on fixed incomes, even a few extra days can create serious financial stress. For those receiving supplemental security income, the situation can also feel confusing. Because SSI payments sometimes shift when the first of the month falls on a weekend or federal holiday, some recipients may see payments arrive earlier than expected, while others feel like there is a longer gap between deposits. This isn't technically a cut in benefits, but for many households it can feel like one. Another issue creating concern right now is the rising cost of living. Even though the Social Security program includes an annual cost of living adjustment, many seniors say the increase has not kept up with real-world expenses like groceries, rent, utilities, and medical care. For people depending almost entirely on supplemental security income or Social Security disability insurance, even small price increases can quickly reduce the buying power of their monthly checks. At the same time, policymakers in Washington continue to debate the long-term future of Social Security. Reports have repeatedly warned that without reforms, the program's trust funds could face funding pressure in the coming years. While no immediate cuts have been announced, these discussions often create uncertainty for retirees and people with disabilities who rely on these benefits every single month. Another factor adding to the March shock feeling is increased verification and review processes. The Social Security Administration periodically reviews income records, disability status, and eligibility details for millions of beneficiaries. In some cases, these reviews can temporarily delay payments or require recipients to submit additional documentation. For seniors unfamiliar with the process, receiving these notices can be alarming. Financial experts say the most important thing beneficiaries can do right now is stay informed. Make sure your contact information is updated with the Social Security Administration. Regularly review your benefit statements, and keep an eye on official announcements regarding Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance. For millions of Americans, these programs are not just government benefits. They are the financial foundation that keeps households stable every single month. That's why even small adjustments, payment schedule shifts, or policy debates can create a ripple effect across the country. As we move further into March, more updates from the Social Security Administration are expected. Whether it's payment timing, administrative reviews, or broader policy discussions, the key message right now is simple: stay alert, stay informed, and make sure you understand how these developments could affect your benefits. Because for many retirees and disabled Americans, what happens with Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance isn't just news. It directly impacts their financial security every single month. If you receive benefits from the Social Security Administration, this is an update you should not ignore. A number of developments this March are raising concerns among retirees, disabled Americans, and policy experts about how Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance payments may be affected in the weeks ahead. For millions of Americans, these programs are the main source of monthly income. Any change, whether it's a payment delay, administrative review, or policy discussion, can create real financial pressure for households that depend on every dollar they receive. One of the biggest issues drawing attention right now is payment timing in March. Benefits from Social Security and Social Security disability insurance follow a schedule based on a recipient's birth date. That means some beneficiaries are paid on the second Wednesday of the month, others on the third or fourth Wednesday. When months change or when February is shorter, some recipients feel like they are waiting longer than usual between payments. While technically the system is working as designed, the reality is that people living on fixed incomes often feel the impact immediately. Rent, food, and medical bills do not pause simply because payment schedules shift. For recipients of supplemental security income, March can also bring confusion. SSI payments are normally sent on the first day of the month, but if that date falls on a weekend or federal holiday, payments are issued earlier. When this happens, it can create the impression that a payment is missing later in the month, even though the money technically arrived early. Another factor adding to the concern this year is inflation. Even though the annual cost of living adjustment added an increase to Social Security benefits, many seniors say everyday expenses continue rising faster than their checks. Grocery prices, rent costs, and prescription medications have all increased in many parts of the country. For someone receiving supplemental security income, where the federal base payment is already limited, these increases can make it extremely difficult to keep up with basic living costs. There is also growing discussion about long-term funding challenges. Reports about the future of Social Security often warn that without adjustments, the program's trust funds could face financial strain in the coming years. While lawmakers have not approved benefit cuts, the ongoing debate creates anxiety among seniors who rely on these payments to survive. At the same time, the Social Security Administration continues routine eligibility reviews. These reviews are designed to make sure benefits are going to the correct recipients and that income and disability information is up to date. In some cases, beneficiaries may receive letters requesting updated documentation or verification of personal information. If those notices are ignored or delayed, payments can sometimes be paused until the review process is completed. That is why experts strongly encourage beneficiaries to open and respond to any communication from the Social Security Administration as soon as possible. Another issue many seniors are talking about right now involves Medicare deductions. For beneficiaries enrolled in Medicare, monthly premiums are typically deducted directly from Social Security checks. If premiums increase, the net amount deposited into bank accounts may appear smaller even though the actual benefit amount stayed the same. This is another reason why some recipients are describing March as a shock. When you combine rising costs, possible payment schedule confusion, and ongoing policy debates, it creates uncertainty for millions of households. Financial advisors recommend a few simple steps. First, beneficiaries should regularly check their Social Security Administration account statements. Second, they should confirm payment schedules for their specific birth date. And finally, it is important to stay informed about official announcements related to Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance. For millions of Americans, these benefits represent stability and security after years of work or while living with a disability. Even small changes can have a big impact on daily life. As March continues, experts expect more discussions and updates related to these programs. The key takeaway for beneficiaries is simple. Stay informed, review your payment schedule carefully, and make sure your information is current with the Social Security Administration. Because when it comes to Social Security, supplemental security income, and Social Security disability insurance, even small developments can affect the financial security of millions of people across the country. In the end, the most important thing for beneficiaries right now is to stay alert and informed. Keep an eye on official updates from the Social Security Administration, review your payment schedule, and make sure your personal information is up to date. Programs like Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, and Social Security Disability Insurance remain a financial lifeline for millions of seniors and disabled Americans. And while March may bring confusion or concern for some recipients, staying informed about how these programs work can help ensure that you receive every dollar you are entitled to and avoid unnecessary surprises in the months ahead.